Blessed Carlo Acutis. And when you look at the miracles, it is more than just the miracles themselves. It is a story of a young boy who became a teenager, and he's the one that developed all these plaques or panels and a website that captures all these miracles. And you can summarize Carlo in the idea of dare to be more. So for us as adults, dare to be more. As teenagers, look what this, for me, when you see the 175 panels that this teenager did. And I'd like to give you just a brief synopsis of Carlo Acutis. He was born in May of 1991 in London of Italian parents and moved back to Northern Italy. And maybe he was a prodigy, but the internet was just starting around 2000 and whatnot. But he decided to learn the internet and get involved in it. And he saw what John Paul said in early 2000s was the internet is something we should embrace in the church and use for good. Well, he thought he could use it for the good of the Eucharist, to make everybody available to it. And he was just a normal kid. He played soccer. He went snow skiing. He loved movies. He even played video games. So all the teenagers, I'd love for the teenagers to see this and hear his story. It's just amazing. And his life changed when he made his first Holy Communion in 1998 at the age of 7. And Carlo lived a life that we all should want to live, but he said, without adoration, mass, and prayer, he could not function. Here's this young person who said those things, and he never missed mass, even despite all his schedules and activities. So he started investigating all the Eucharistic miracles in the world. And it really surprised me to learn how they came about. He convinced his parents, who happened to have the finances to support his request, to take family vacations for 2.5 years to all the sites where these miracles occurred all over the world. Can you imagine that? Amazing. And he took his camera, a camcorder, paper, a notebook, and his prayerful being, and he took his own pictures, recorded his own experiences, and told stories on plaques. And he said he realized that we are walking with Christ, but we're also walking each other home. He did his website and he did these plaques, and the Vatican invited him to take his pictures and his plaques to Rome. And that's how, when you come to see this exhibit, there's more than an exhibit here. It's the presence of Christ and the real presence that's being depicted in the sense of all these miracles. It's the faith of a young teenager who was instilled with, what can I do? And I can do it. And it is a wonderful testimony for our faith and what we need to be, especially in this time in the world when there's so much tension and stress. And Carlo in 2006 was diagnosed with advanced leukemia, and he passed away in October 12th of 2006 in the middle of doing it. So his mother and father, who had stopped going to mass because of his faith, went back to mass, and now they're promulgating this exhibit all over the world. And I'll give you some of his quotes. Some of them are really positive quotes. He once said, "All people are born as originals, but many die as photocopies." Ponder that. We're all original. In God's eye, there's no other one like us, right?
That's right.
But we make ourselves photocopies of others. We don't reach our full potential. And as he was passing, he told his mom, "I'm happy to die because I have lived my life without wasting a minute on those things which do not please God." And his last quote really summarizes, I think, what we're talking about. the centrality of our faith, the Eucharist, the miracles which give us signs of the true presence of Christ behind them, while they themselves are not Jesus himself, but they are signs. And the life of a young teenager who dared to be more than a teenager. He's on his way to becoming a saint. And he had these words: if we get it in front of the sun, we get suntans. But when we get in front of Jesus and the Eucharist, we become saints.